Thanks for staying with us. I'm John Kasich in for Bill O'Reilly. And in the personal story segment tonight, conservative talk show star Rush Limbaugh may be in trouble for saying this.
I know I'm fighting uphill battle here, folks, on trying to convince you Republicans in Ohio and Texas to cross over, pimp yourselves for a day, vote for Hillary, to keep this campaign going, this uncivil war Democrat Party.
Urging Republicans to keep the Democratic chaos alive by voting for Hillary Clinton may have caused some illegal votes in Ohio. Here's what Limbaugh had to say about the controversy yesterday.
Look at this as a badge of honor, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody gets indicted, if anybody has to go to jail, it'll be me, and I'll do it. I'll do my program from jail for the short amount of time I will be there before I am excused and the charges dismissed.
Joining us now from Fargo, North Dakota, Ed Schultz. He's a liberal radio talk show host, and from Dallas, of course, Mike Gallagher, a conservative radio talk show host. All right, Ed, are you really steamed up about Rush doing this? I mean, come on.
Well, as a radio guy, I got to hand it to Rush. It's entertaining, it's funny, and it's probably twisting the shorts of a few Democrats. But, I thought that Ohio election laws were somewhat vague. I don't know how much trouble Rush is going to get in for this. But notice how the Clintons are awful quiet about it. They're kind of liking this thing a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Ed, now, did you know that Obama was doing robocalls and mail, I think, into Republican households asking them to cross over and vote? So maybe, what do we got to do, investigate Obama for election law violations? It's pretty interesting.
Well, I don't know. You know what? If I were in the Congress, if I were a representative or a senator, I wouldn't want anybody out there with that big a footprint in the media against me. And I think this might get people in the Congress get their ears up about this. They might do something.
Oh, come on, Ed. But you know what? It'd be better to do that than some of the other things they're doing down there. Now, Mike, I want to know from you, is Rush Limbaugh the greatest tweaker in the history of radio? I mean, he tweaks everybody. It looks like he may have tweaked the liberals again. They've actually opened an investigation in Cuyahoga County on this.
I want to really tweak liberals right here and right now. I want to pray. I want to publicly pray, dear Lord, please let us see Republicans taken away in shackles and handcuffs because they dared cast a vote for a Democrat in a primary. I'm only hoping that our side can get so lucky as to expose these clowns in the brightest way possible that they really want to prosecute people for exercising their constitutional right to go into a voting booth and vote for anyone they doggone well please, and that should apply to either a radio host or anybody. I'm only hoping, again, dear God, let it happen that we can see Republicans taken away in handcuffs. And forget just indicting them. Let's go all the way. We ought to hit them with rubber hoses. We ought to use some of those harsh interrogation tactics that liberals are all squeamish about being used on the terrorists at Guantanamo Bay. Let's really do it right.
All right. Now, Ed, listen, earlier on Fox, you were talking about these threats from Hillary supporters to the superdelegates. Could you talk to us a little bit about what you're hearing?
Well, I think the superdelegate phone calls coming from the Clinton camp are getting pretty arm twisting. And I realize that this is politics, but I've had a couple of superdelegates tell me that they're off the president's list, and they really didn't know what that meant, that they're committing political suicide by going with Barack Obama, that
Ed,
they can do better favors than Obama would ever do for them. I mean, maybe this is part of the political arena, but there's no question about it that the Clintons are fully engaged in full court pressure on these superdelegates.
Right. Who's making the calls, Ed?
I think they're all making the calls. I know that President Clinton's making the calls, Hillary's making the calls, and their top surrogates are making calls. They know that they've got to have the superdelegates for Hillary to win the nomination.
We all understand that.
Right
Mike, your take on this? You know, I don't know what the big deal is here. I mean, of course, you're going to put a lot of heat on the superdelegates. I mean, there's nothing more exciting than a close convention, right?
It's a big deal because it's chaos, just like Rush wanted, just like a lot of us wanted. The Democrats are in total turmoil. You got 1 week Obama lying about his 20-year association with his pastor. Then next week you got Hillary lying about dodging bullets.
Hold on, let him speak. Come on, Mike, you know he's not lying. Come on.
Ed,
you know that he's not lying about his association with that pastor.
Hold on, Ed. Mike, why are you saying that? Hold on, guys. Guys, hold on. Mike, why are you saying that?
For 20 years, he never heard his pastor say anything incendiary. Hey, Ed, people believe that about as much as we believe that Hillary thought she was dodging bullets along with her daughter, Chelsea, in Bosnia. But the interesting thing is the mainstream press then turned on Hillary with a vengeance this past week because they want Obama to win. It's pure chaos. It's delightful for a Republican like me to watch,
Ed,
and John McCain just stays above the fray.
Ed, let me ask you, Ed, do you think that the chaos is really, in the end, going to hurt Democrats? We've asked some other people on the show tonight. I'm not so sure.
Well, it's going to be a real tough call. I think, John, that whoever does not get the nomination is going to bear an awesome responsibility to make sure that the healing is done not only by the winner but by the person that doesn't get the nomination. They're really going to have to come together and get their supporters to mend the fences and look to the White House. And so I think that both of these candidates are going to be in the mix for a long time because of that awesome responsibility I think they're going to bear. In other words, if if Hillary doesn't get it, she can't go away. If Obama doesn't get it, he can't go away.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. My understanding is Mike's ordered you an Operation Chaos shirt and hat to be sent to you in the mail. I want to thank you both for being with us. We're out of time. All right.